guys, we are making some jewelry today and we're gonna be working with leather cord. So take a look at our finished piece. This is a fun bracelet using some hexagon beads. They are neon apatite, very beautiful, and they have a great edge on them so you can knot and wrap leather around them. So that's what we're gonna do today. And this is a great, easy demo. You only need 2 tools. You need a crimper. This is my Amtara crimper that Laura Gasparini also designed, and a cutter for the leather, and your stringing wire. All right, and then I'm gonna be using my Knotty Do-It-All board to clamp the project to, and then I've got my leather. So you gotta get some leather. I like this 1.5 millimeter round leather from Leather Cord USA. And this is the only kit we have in stock right now, but it knots beautifully. So I'm gonna use this I like this light natural brown color. So we're gonna do that today, but something interesting about this bracelet, I actually love ending my bracelets like this if I don't have a button or if I'm doing the stringing wire on the inside. And that's what's allowing me to use beads with smaller holes, is that the inside of the bracelet is on stringing wire. So this is a fun way to end it that Laura also taught me. And you start by making a little, almost leader needle with leather. And it's kind of fun to make it in a different color. So maybe I'll do this part in a dark brown just to switch it up. What you do is you take a little loop and you're gonna tie an overhand knot. Actually need it to be a little bit longer. This is probably about 4 inches. Take the loop, do an overhand knot. That really doesn't contrast well on my shirt, does it? Just take your loop, overhand knot, and pull it into a little loop. Okay, just like so. Okay, then I'm gonna actually tie another little loop underneath that, little overhand knot. Stick it through there. And this is just gonna be our little beginning section. Okay, and you can kind of roll that around to make it sit how you want and then pull. Okay, so once you do that, you can trim it. Just go ahead and cut that off. And this will kind of be what we clamp our project to. Next step is we're gonna get our stringing wire. I've cut about, well, I probably cut a little too much. I've cut about 1.5 feet. I'm gonna trim that off. I've already strung my beads on for demo purposes, so you can just pretend those aren't there. You're gonna take the end of your stringing wire and crimp it to this loop. So take a 2x2 crimp tube. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna pretend that I already had this strung on. So take a crimp tube, put it on your stringing wire, and then you're gonna take this little loop, put it through the loop, back through the crimp tube, and we're going to attach it here. So get your Amtara crimper, and in the little groove of your tool, see the groove? You're going to squeeze once, and then I'm gonna fold it over itself again into a little smaller shape. Okay, then we are going to trim our tail off as close as we can with the flat side of our flush cutter. All right, next step is you're gonna string your beads onto your stringing wire, and you're gonna start with a large hole spacer bead because that is gonna cover our crimp tube. So pretend I'm stringing, I'm stringing, I'm stringing. And this, you know, if you want, you can do a triple wrap, you can do a double wrap bracelet, you can do a single wrap bracelet, which is, we're doing a single wrap today. So I'm using 11 of these hexagon beads. And that's just gonna kind of differ on your wrist size, but you can always make your, add length at the end with the leather. Okay, anyways, so pretend I'm just stringing, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, we're gonna use this for the body of our piece. This is the light brown leather. And I'm gonna measure this for you guys. I'm gonna cut 1, 2, 3, 4 feet. Of leather. And this, all you do is string through this little loop as well. That's kind of gonna be the start of our piece. So just string it through that loop that you just crimped to, and then we're gonna do a little knot in a moment. Next step, you're gonna clip your project into your Knotty Do-It-All. This is all just kind of like prepping for the knot moment. And I'm gonna squeeze it here. See, leather on both sides, and then the stringing wire will come across the board. I'm going at a diagonal, and clamp the stringing wire in the other clip somewhere on the other end, like towards the back. And it's pretty amazing. These alligator clips actually hold the stringing wire quite taut. And of course, I've got my little bead stopper just in case it's still attached. Okay, this doesn't feel quite tight enough, but it'll work. Okay, now we're gonna start with our little knot moment. And all you do, we're gonna be tying a square knot. You're gonna slide up your large hole spacer. So slide that up, and that's gonna actually cover your crimp tube. And now we're gonna do our little knotting. And all you do, I'm starting with my right, I'm gonna make a loop here over the stringing wire. Take the left side, go under everything and through the loop and pull. Clip this a little bit tighter. Okay. And then we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, but opposite. Make a loop up here, over everything, and then go over this side, under both, and through the loop, and pull. Okay? Then you're gonna slide up your next bead, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna make a loop here. Take this side, go over the leather, and under everything else through the loop. Pull. Pull tight. Same with the other side. Make a loop on this side, go over the leather, under everything else, and pull tight. And that is a square knot. And you can see how the edges really just hold that wrap quite nicely. I'm gonna keep doing this till I'm through with all my beads, making a loop on the right, go over the leather, under everything else through the loop, pull. Make a loop on the left side, go over the leather, under everything else through the loop. And I am pulling hard, but not too hard. So this is our last bead, and this is kind of an example of what we're gonna be doing here. So now we've got to add another large hole bead in our little crimp tube, okay? So at first, you're gonna add your crimp tube to the end of your cord. I guess I could have already strung this on. Crimp tube. And another large hole spacer bead, which I did include some large hole spacers in the show today. These are really old ones we used to carry, but any large hole bead or spacer that will fit over your crimp tube would be fine for this. All right, we're actually gonna do one last knot behind our last bead. One more little leather knot. Okay, and then left side. All right, next thing is we're gonna slide our crimp tube down and get our Omtara crimper. So amazing. And we are going to crimp that. So just take it in your tool, just above that leather, squeeze it flat, and then we're gonna fold it over itself. Ta-da. That doesn't always happen on the first try for me. Sometimes it wants to swivel around. Then you slide your large hole spacer over that crimp tube. Just genius. Laura, thank you. And we're gonna do another knot over the large hole bead, another square knot like we've been doing this whole time. There, there. And then I'm gonna take all of them, and you know, this is the only stringing wire I have right now. It's bright silver, so it shows up. If you have a darker color, I would suggest using it. Or even like a black supple max or like a dandelion, like a darker cord looks better, because we're gonna knot all three of these together, and the bright silver does kind of show up, but I'm not gonna let that bother me. So you just take all three of these, I've unclipped it, take all three of these pieces, and we're gonna do an overhand knot here. All three. And then we're just gonna kind of coil that down, try to make it as pretty as possible by twisting everything as slowly as we go. Pull. Slowly pull. Just take your time. I'm trying to squeeze it down and hide the stringing wire as much as I can, while also getting a nice strong knot. Okay. All right. So once you're happy with your knot, there's my knot. That's definitely not my best knot I've ever tied, but that's okay. It'll do. I'm gonna go ahead and trim off this stringing wire right here after the knot. Make sure everything's nice and tight though first. Okay, and now that should be nice and secure. All right, I'm gonna unclip the bracelet from my Knotty Do-It-All. Just go back to my bead board now. Okay, so the next is really, really easy. This is where you can add length if you need to. We're just gonna be tying a little station here, so take both of these. We're gonna do an overhand knot. Over that. And just go down a little bit. So this is the area we're gonna be adding our lobster claw to. Or if you think you maybe need a little bit of extra length or want to have an option, you can connect your lobster claw here. And remember, over here you have two sections too to clip to, because we tied that second knot. So you really have, these are just like your little extenders here. So once you tie your knot here, you're going to trim off those tails. and then take a Lobster Claw, which I actually have been kind of sneakily repurposing all my Lobster Claws from this leather end kit because they are some of the only stainless steel gold clasps that we have in stock, and you get the jump rings. So I did put those in the show. I just love those clasps. You're gonna open your little jump ring, twist open with 2 tools, of course. Boom. Oh, I'll take this one that doesn't already have a jump ring. Slide that on, and then attach it to this little loop you made at the end, and close. Twist close. So this is a really fun way to end your piece, and you can even go bigger with that clasp, so it's even easier to use, but then you can clip it to either link. I don't know, it's just different. Laura was the first one to show me it like that, and I just think it's genius because you have to have a secure, with a button you don't get the same strength for that inner cord. I don't think, it's a little bit different. So yeah, that's it. Isn't that a fun way to do a leather bracelet? I'm so happy that Laura Gasparini taught me this. If you need to pick up any of the tools or materials from today's show, check out the links in the description below. And while you're there, let us know what kind of jewelry you like to make or what kind of gemstone beads you would knot on your bracelet. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to be on our page and get every single demo alerted to your phone. Thanks for watching.